Everybody to the download queue. Actually, this time,
Oh,
episode 61 coming at you on this wonderful Sunday. If you don't look at the calendar, it's still Sunday. That still counts. Everything's fine over here. Don't question me. It works out. We're coming at you. Your weekly fun gaming podcast. Two guys enjoying the positive side of things. After last week, I definitely need to stay off Twitter, like I mentioned. Bad place. We're here to talk games, talk about people making games, all the fun things happening in gaming. As always, joined by Kyle the Do once again.
hello. Yes. Hello. Yeah, I guess you really got to stop going on X. It's no longer Twitter. Also, he won. It's X because X sucks. It's an X that we don't want to talk about. It's everyone's X that we need to stop looking at because it just gives ad money. It's just, yeah, we don't want to get too far into it. But Blue Sky is great. Blue Sky Threads. Go on there, my friend. Great times. But anyways, yeah,
Gotta do what you
it's
gotta do.
Sunday, I guess. You were trying to gaslight me and say it's Sunday, which I refuse to.
The people don't know. If the people
We don't have to
suspend
lie to the
reality.
people. We can tell them the truth.
Yeah, I've been though. Everything, things happening over there. Playing some games.
Oh yeah, playing a lot of games. Got still working on Leaf Green on the emulator. Put like 6 hours into that the
Wait,
last
what?
like five-ish days. Yeah,
When did that start?
allegedly casually like months ago.
Oh, nice.
And I just pop it up when I'm bored. So got that. Got I'm about to go on the cruise ship, so I'm right there. And I've gotten farther than that a long time ago. I've gotten past the cruise ship, but I haven't beat it before. But it's fun doing it, especially, Kind of Funny did their big stream where, yeah, that's the one I got. They did, I like you have our stream up too. They did their stream and that was like, oh, cool. And then Delta, the emulator on iPhone Delta came out shortly after that or before that. So kind of coincided with, oh, that's something I could casually do instead of download these dumb mobile games that are shitty. Let me actually get a good, honest to God game that I haven't played. So I this week I've honestly just sat here at this computer, put on Cobra Kai. God damn, dude. Cobra Kai season 3 to 4 is lit. He really picks up pace there. It's just insane. Love finally getting in on that. But yeah, and just playing Pokemon Leaf Green. Such a fun time.
That's another show I need to add on to my list. Sadly, my
Worth it. It's
my
worth
backlog
it.
I'm working through.
The Christmas episode and how they end season 3 is there's a one shot, there's a face turn. You're like, whoa, they're doing it, and it's like, no way. It's just amazing. It's so goofy and good.
See, my thing is with TV shows now, like trying to catch up. I mentioned this last year when I started, but like everything gets to drag out too long and I fall off. Like The Bear, first 2 seasons, loved. Last one, could have done without. Tried going through The Boys, and like season 3, I'm like, I've seen my fair share of this. This is the same thing over and over. It's excessive for the sake of it. So I'm trying to find that nice happy medium. And I hope I just completely forgot, but we got Last of Us season 2 out in like 2.5 weeks. Like that should hit for me, hopefully. Bring me back in.
It probably will, especially with the weekly stuff and everyone's talking about it. I'd imagine, and it's going to be a high quality show, no matter what. Oh, it's high quality, so
That's good. Okay, getting into here, as mentioned, your weekly source of gaming news and happenings. I want to kick it off here. Something near and dear to my heart, Kyle. Sunday, actual Sunday this week. We're not here to talk to you all, but it was an emotional day. It was a very heartfelt, emotional event that happened in the world of Warcraft. I mentioned before about my journeys into hardcore WoW, Kyle.
oh no.
But not my journeys. In the world of hardcore WoW, we have had the group OnlyFangs, which is a guild in-game comprised entirely of streamers from Warcraft backgrounds. We got RuneScape YouTubers in there. We got IRL streamers in there. One of the guys in there is like a top 5 rated tennis player in the world. We got old Warcraft 3 pros in there. It's just been an event. People that haven't played WoW before, people that have played before, working through hardcore, getting to end game, doing raids, which again, hardcore content. You get one life. You die, you're done. Characters out skis. Your gear, your hundreds of thousands of hours spent the past 10 months it's been going, gone in the blink of an eye. So this past weekend, we had the launch of the newest raid, Blackwing Lair. Going through it when disaster struck. And Blizzard was hit with DDoS attacks. Which in any sense is aggravating, right? Can't play your games you're spending money on.
Oh
But in the
no.
context of this, when you have 40 people going through, and we lost like 18 souls that day. Guild leader, many, many people dead just for DDoS attacks. Which many people thought was the end, right? Like, this should be the end of things. DDoS sucks. Clearly a targeted attack because they had it the day before too for the same guild, and it started as they started their raid. So clearly a targeted event. And 2 days went by of just silence. People didn't know what to do. And Blizzard made a post that because of the nature of this event, they are actually doing a character rollback for the characters that were affected during a DDoS attack.
Hell yeah.
Which has now caused kind of another divide, because this is how things go, obviously, of people getting special treatment because they're streamers. But this has become more of a financial situation where this event of OnlyFans for the past 10 months has brought in countless people, people subscribing to be a part of it, people subscribing to get in on the action. And then Blizzard, in my eyes, was kind of between a rock and a hard place. Where do you let everyone just die and people just leave angry? Or do you go against all your rules and terms you've set up for this mode specifically to try and make those people happy again and bring them back? Or if that too little too late? And it's been a weird experience because mostly MMOs are doing hardcore stuff, right? Like, you can make rules yourself. RuneScape, though, has a hardcore. WoW has a hardcore. It just puts it in a different perspective where the amount of time you're actually putting in could really be ripped away from you without any sense of, like, it's just a shitty way to go out.
Well, yeah, I think, I don't think Blizzard's in the wrong at all. I think the perfect solution, they get the option to have it rolled back, or they can choose not to, and that's it. But that's not probably possible to have some rollback and some not. And how do you do that? And then, yeah, you still have people complaining about well, that's not fair. This is the mode. It's like, look, they can tell on their side if it's targeted as well. And if you can, and people can on the outside read into it and see it and just know, like, oh, that feels really targeted for this event to do this. Yeah, like, that's honestly a cool thing for Blizzard. It's like, hey, guys, like, at the end of the day, it's people trying to just mess up people's fun. And again, there is the financial side to it and the time. And yeah, streamers, special treatment. Like, for that, no, it's like someone's career someone's job revolves around this, and all that time and money, you're gonna rip that away just because it's fun to do a DDoS attack. And I don't think there's any issue with Blizzard doing that. It is unfortunate. It is weird because it is like not a hardcore is, but I mean, they see the nature of it and it makes sense. It's instead of focusing on like Blizzard doing something about in response to the DDoS attack and people losing their characters, it's more of like, hey, who did this and why? Like, that's the issue. Can we stop doing this type of stuff when people are just having fun, right?
Yeah.
Focus the attention elsewhere.
Yeah. It's been kind of like a thought thing, because in my mind, I'm looking at it as, yeah, like, the hardcore stuff's a fun thing to do, but doing similar modes like this for any sort of live service game. Like, I wonder if they look at stuff like this. You have to imagine, like, they have tech people behind, look at stuff like this, and it kind of steers them away from doing content like this. Because, like, Destiny 2, they could easily do a hardcore mode probably, but is it worth the sort of community risk sort of a brand risk if something like this was to happen. You did get major people in there involved with it, and then something like this happens. Like, it's such a
Yeah, they already
niche
have that with like,
thing, right?
yeah, it is. It's, yeah, they have that with like the world's first race and the contest mode was for months and or for years. It was the argument of is the contest mode really just for streamers, and is this how they cater to it? Before it was, oh, the rules for everyone are only for streamers, and they tried to fix that. It's always an issue when you have hardcore players who are now in this day and age in 2025 can make a career playing a game. How you're not just adjusting something people play for fun now, you are adjusting something people have made money off of, which is fascinating, right? It makes things a little more difficult just to do. This is how it should be, right? This is cut and dry for everyone. It's a case by case basis, right? Should everyone during a DDoS attack every single time have their character rolled back? No, that's not how that should work. People would abuse that eventually, right? But in this case, it's, unfortunately, it is a case by case thing, and I don't know.
Yeah. I was honestly shocked. Like, when this happened, I was like, I was watching live. Like, it's been kind of my background thing recently, just because, oh, I'm attaching on to some people, whatever. And when it happened, I was like, that's just a shitty way to end it. Like, 10 months in the making, something like this. And they all pretty much agreed. They're like, there's no way Blizzard's going to do anything. Like, this is it. This is the way we just end things till they do OnlyFans Season 3. And then literally yesterday, like, it was like 8 o'clock last night or something weird like that, where Blizzard dropped a post about it. I'm like, oh, Blizzard's being the good guy. Screw
Yeah.
you, Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick would never.
Yeah, nah, especially if it's like 10 months, like good on Blizzard. It's a super specific thing. There's no really winning there because you gotta an attack, right? You're just for trying to recover.
Yeah. Just something I wanted to bring up. It's been an
No, it's good, I didn't know.
emotional backdrop for it.
I thought you were gonna say like you lost your hardcore character.
Oh god, I've lost so many.
And I was like, okay. I was like, oh no. All right, we went a different direction, but I didn't know any of that. Fascinating to learn
Yeah.
more of this WoW community.
I've lost so many. Like, we're just like, we're like a puppy mill at this point. We're just running through.
They're just God, dude. Funny.
I'm going through World of Warcraft's characters about as fast as I'm going through Deaths and Split Fiction playing with you this past couple weeks.
Yes.
Which is where we go next. We've been enjoying our time. We are reaching the end goal at a time when we're getting more Split Fiction news. Because we're getting a movie, Kyle. A Split Fiction
Apparently.
movie is supposedly in the works, which I was shocked by.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently like during GDC was the news came out, it was like getting dropped around of people were bidding for the IP essentially, like still early. I think It Takes Two is getting a movie as well. So like that's in the works. But it's interesting. When this news broke, we were still very early in the game, and I was just like, I guess like I can see what you can do with it. As we're farther in, I get why a studio would pick it up and say, hey, there's a lot of opportunity to do with this, because the whole idea of Split Fiction, these two women end up being in the same little bubble, and their stories and their brains get merged together, and they're going back and forth between the two. It's really cool, and jumping between sci-fi or jumping between different genres as well as different game styles is really cool. But thinking about how they could do that with a TV property, right? I would imagine television. I don't think a movie would work for Split Fiction. I think a TV series would work well, and then if you adapt that to they want to be movie writers or television writers, and then boom, you think back to WandaVision and how it jumped to different genres. You could do that with this, right? With that property. So it makes a lot of sense. It's awesome. I'm down for that. If it's done well, of course, and we'll see. It's fascinating, right? I mean, Hazelight has two IPs that, as soon as they are released, are getting picked up for to be adapted into television/movies, and it's crazy. Hazelight is one of those phenomenal studios that just gets it. And as we've been playing the game, it's just a smile on almost all the time. As we watch it on stream right now, I'm not smiling, so I can't say a smile the whole time. I was about to, and I was like, I can't. That's a lie. But it's just a joy to play. Switching from 2D to 3D to different game styles and genres and moods and tones and what the references throughout, like Destiny and the Will of a Thousand Strike got reference. If you've played that, you know there's worms in there that come out of ice, right? Destiny, everyone. There's like Fable of it's just Hazelight has their finger on the pulse of kind of gaming culture and stuff. It's fat. It's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny when this dropped because, like you said, it was when we were fairly early, and the story was our about biggest complaint from the game so far. Is like, oh, that's a choice. Um, I agree. I think a TV series would probably be better off for this besides a movie. I looked up that It Takes Two film project is set up with Amazon, hard confirmed now. And the Story Kitchen, the media company looking into this, had to go also back to an older episode we did, is the same group putting the Dredge movie together.
Oh, Dredge sucked, I thought.
Terrible, terrible game.
No, you really like Dredge, so that's cool. Interesting that product. What can you say the production studio again?
Story Kitchen is the media
Story Kitchen.
company.
Yeah, it's cool that they got. I don't know what else they've done. I might look that up real quick. It's interesting that they have two video game properties that they're like, hey,
What?
Let's adapt these real quick. There's something there, and it's across the industry, right? I think a lot of people are seeing video games as the next comic book phase, right? And we'll see what comes of it. We're gonna get great and weird ones for sure.
Yeah, so going through, if you go to Story Kitchen's website, actually, I'm curious to see what this all means. It says Story Kitchen from 8-bit games to 24 frames. They most notably were the company behind the 3 Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm on it too.
And then you scroll down and you see Disco Elysium and Expedition 33, Dredge, which just mentioned, and just a bunch of other games that I wonder if they just have IP for, or if these are actual like projects they're trying to get in the making. Because I don't remember seeing anything for like a My Name is Pedro show or a Sifu movie. So I'm curious what they all actually do on their end of things, because that's a wild lineup.
Yeah, let me read the About section. Story Kitchen is a dynamic media company passionate about universe building and franchise architecture, specializing in the adaptation of video games and other non-traditional IP into film and television. So their whole deal is to take video game IP and to make it into film and television.
That is wild. That is a wild lineup.
That is what they do. So fuck yeah, that's awesome. If you're telling me, yeah, this is awesome. I'm down for them. Oh yeah, Story Kitchen. I mean, how many of these things have come out?
Sonic.
Just and Sonic. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog was the last movie I saw in theaters before COVID to shut everything down. And for a while, look at us. For a while, I was like, dude, if that's the last movie I ever see in a theater, I'm down for it to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie starring James Marsden and Jim Carrey. And then there was 3 of them in total. Never would have thought that going into the pandemic.
I think Sonic 2 was my first one back in theaters, actually.
Wow, a bookend. Wow, that's fascinating for you.
God, the Sonic
that's a A24 movie right there.
Sonic's just at all my major life events. Yeah, that's wild.
Bookend by Sonic Bookends. Bookend Sonic. Bookended. There's a title there that catches you. All right, if you have money, call me. I'll sell you the rights to that property. It's the new one I just created.
Yeah, that's a wild lineup. I'm excited because down further on the list here, they do have Sleeping Dogs, which has been like an abandoned, picked up again project that I think like in the last month I saw Simu Liu is now trying to help get off the ground and develop /direct/star in, which I'm totally down.
Yeah, he's
like
produced.
That works so good.
Definitely part of it as a producer, I believe. So
yeah.
Also, it makes sense. Story Kitchen, from 8-bit games to 24 frames, film used traditionally in 24 frames. Yeah, they're taking 8-bit games into film. It's wow, Story Kitchen. You got you got one fan at least. I'm not gonna speak for a pal right here, but you got a fan in me. I'm down, down for what you're doing.
Just decided that Sonic bookends my life. What do you mean I'm all in?
That's your life. You just said Sonic
The
bookends your
COVID era,
life.
my guy. Just the
And
COVID.
that is your life.
Never ending. God, that's exciting. I'm jacked now. Like that's the split fiction stuff. Yeah, do it a TV show now. Get the movie out of the way. Do a TV series. I trust you guys.
You know, that's what they say, film and TV. So it's not just that. They have the Laura Croft Tomb Raider show as well on Netflix, and then the one with what's her face, Phoebe Waller Bridge. Phoebe, is that her name?
Phoebe Waller Bridges. Yeah.
Yeah, the one she's attached to. So it's they're doing television shows. So that's awesome.
Exciting.
I
Good
didn't
job,
realize.
Split
Wow,
Fiction. Look at us learning.
I learned something today.
This is an educational podcast.
For us. If you learned, congrats. You just benefited.
So we got this list, Kyle. What else would you add on to this list of IP? What would you want?
I just shut the list. Yeah, what would I want as a part of? I have always wanted well, not always wanted, but I think it's something Destiny related would be fascinating. There's a lot of stories they can do, similar to like Halo Legends, if you watch that, whatever it was. And we already know Sony. At one point, Bungie said they have film and TV stuff, Flash TV stuff in the works for it. It obviously with the acquisition and all the turmoil, who knows where that is, but I just think Destiny, especially with the lore in the background, there's so much you could do with that. And if you want to have that IP transition over, that's the best way to do it. Just tell those stories from the golden age and the collapse that we don't know about, the battle of Six Fronts, where the last city is surrounded by walls, and there's six fronts and people are defending it, and a lot of heroes that are standing in the Crucible vendor and the Iron Banner vendor. All these vendors have like a lot of lore that revolves around them building the city and saving it and like overcoming odds. And there's just so much you could do with that. So Destiny, I mean, we'll see if they ever come with that. I know that one's probably in the works. But that would be one I would love to see more of, especially if they got back to the old the vibe of Destiny when they first started doing those live action teasers and such. Destiny 1, the vibes are immaculate. I would love for like a show with those vibes where you're just a wanderer doing your thing in this world. It'd be fascinating, but we'll see. We'll see if Sony can fix Bungie.
We fix it by getting television shows made, maybe.
Yeah, but if you can't even get like games like consistently out, you ain't getting television shows out either. So you gotta, get there. I can't wait to hear more about Destiny in the coming months because it's there. Do you have one off the top of your head? What else you would want?
So mine's weird because a lot of mine have already happened.
Well, that's not the game though.
It's not, but it races out and it leads to like very basic, obvious answers for me. Because like off the top, I would have been like, we already got a Viva Pinata show, my guy. It was bad. Very bad.
Didn't even know that.
We got Silent Hill movie. First one was pretty okay. I'm down for that one. So then it leads to my next favorite place to... Oh, and we got the Warcraft movie. We don't talk about the Warcraft movie. That doesn't exist. But it leads me to my other favorite place to hang out in.
Delusion?
Give me... What?
You like to hang out in Delusion, am I wrong?
God. Give me... Could be animated. I think I'd prefer animated. But give me a goofy, off-the-walls Sea of Thieves adventure. Pirates of the Caribbean's gone. That genre is kind of empty in movies right now. TV shows empty. They got whole world build up. We got different multiple world setup. We got factions. We got main characters. We've had 8 years of story build up so far that you don't even have to go off of. You could just bail off your own adventure. Like that world's such a sandbox to go off of. It'd be interesting. Which is like
not opposed to that.
The basic one. That's what I'm into.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, there's another that almost happened, and we got leaked storyboards of years back, at one point in time, there was a Kingdom Hearts television show in development that never got fully off the ground. There were storyboards written, drawn out, all that sort of stuff leaked online later on. That's the other one. I'm like, Disney cash cow, Disney Plus, just dump it on there. But the issue with that is the voice cast. The production for that would be astronomical. Just with the main characters and then getting whatever other Disney characters back again. God.
You say back. The only way that you can do a Kingdom Hearts is you start fresh. It's new actors, it's new characters. Obviously the same characters, but hey, Charles Martinet is gone. I'm also looking at Mario on my other browser. But like new voices have to come in at some point. So if they ever did a Kingdom Hearts, obviously the Disney characters are going to sound the exact same way, buddy. That's not going to change. But yeah, Sora and
Haley Joel Osment,
Ricky, God, I only know it from freaking Snowbike Mike's descriptions. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's around. He could do it, but I think why keep the same in the same and the same and the same when they'll do the video game, but nah, start fresh. Have an actor, especially if it's live action. Do Roger Rabbit style where it's both live mixed with animation.
Live action. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, live action would be wild. That's the last thing I want to see.
Yeah, buddy, mixed with yeah, do Roger Rabbit. Come on, that Disney needs something like that. I'm talking myself into it now. Yeah, you would have to do new people.
It would quite literally be like Disney's version of like Endgame or something, where it's all the IP together throughout. Like that would be huge. Not even just from towards gamer perspective, but like casual audience. Oh, what's this over here? Bad voice.
Yeah, and that's the thing is they would make Sora would have to be a little more approachable, and they would have to explain more of the Final Fantasy stuff, which honestly they would just drop all that.
Probably like they're going that way in the games too.
Yeah, which would make sense. Like it's a cool thing, but it's more of like, hey, we're gonna do Disney Final Fantasy. Here's how we're doing it. Now it's like, hey, Kingdom Hearts can be its own thing. It doesn't need to kind of have Final Fantasy with it. But I guess I haven't played it, and I probably that is ingrained in a part of the franchise DNA. So maybe people would hate that, but I don't know.
No, that's pretty. Like I said, that's pretty much where the games are going. 3 almost had no Final Fantasy representation, to a point that like, as a fan base, we've just kind of accepted that 4 is not going to have any of it.
Yeah,
but they're taking it's weird fourth wall breaking, where they've now introduced worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 that were scrapped universes for the original version of Final Fantasy 15. Because Final Fantasy 15 was originally revealed as an expansion to 13 as a side project, got canceled, reworked into 15, and now all that canceled content is becoming real in the Kingdom Hearts games. So it's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia pinboard behind me trying to
what's the name? Carol. There is no Carol. God, It's Always Sunny. So good.
Perfect. Good. I'd be down for a Destiny show.
Those are good ones. Yeah, another one. Oh, where is it? I'm looking through a list of stuff to kind of rack the brain, and I found one. I saw one. I was like, ooh, this is what the Oregon Trail. I want just to have like there's 6 families all traveling together. It's the Office style shot, but it's all era appropriate. We're not going to talk about how they're cameras and they're talking to cameras. Don't think about it. It's just how it works. Maybe there's jokes of like, Betty, who are you talking to? And the camera, it pans from their perspective and she's staring at no one. It's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. See, I'm writing it in my head. Just have people randomly just draw. Oh, no, dysentery. Dang, gets you.
Not dysentery.
You want to, hey, Netflix, you make this show and then have live viewers vote on who survives when things happen. There you go, Netflix. So that's one for you.
Bam. It's going to be produced by Mr. Beast.
Nah, you ruined it. He already does that. No. There's so much you could do. I think kind of the like tail in this convo specifically, unless you have another game.
No.
Oh, I gotta take that. Okay. Also, I love that Kingmakers is on here. for the site. So the game where you can drive a truck and you have guns and you go back in ancient times, like castles and sieges. Remember that game?
I do not. What?
There's a game called Kingmakers. Get the trailer. You can see it.
Get in the trailer.
That is on here, apparently trying to be shot for a movie or television, because that's what Story Kitchen does. We'll see if that ever becomes a thing.
I mean, anything's possible. You say Oregon Trail, but like we're getting Minecraft in like a month. We got the Among Us show still coming out. That was announced.
I think
last
also
year.
Oregon Trail makes a lot more sense for a movie than a lot of things, given its historical context and such. You can even meet the Donner Party before, you know, they're but I think with like anything you do, I think shows have learned, like with Fallout and with the failure of Halo to a degree, right?
Success
I think they've
on
learned
Netflix.
That's crazy. But you got to do the show justice for what it's based off of. And if you lose the core audience of people who've played the games and who love it, it's going to be kind of an uphill battle, and it won't find an audience until you shop it around something else after you canceled the game, right? So they just need whatever property, whatever game, anything can do it, but it just has to remain true to the game and also make sense. So the fact that this game that we're watching on stream right now, Kingmakers, is potentially getting a film TV adaptation. I mean, if they do it right, I'm all down for it.
I've never seen this once in my life.
I'm all down to drive a Chevy truck through thousands of metal-clad armored men. It's just a wand of mine.
This is wild. This needs.
Yeah, this was in a showcase at one point. It was just like, what the hell?
God, we're in a time.
It looks phenomenal.
It does.
It looks phenomenal.
For this to come out, though, it has to have Jack Black in it because video game movies.
Yeah.
His name is Steve. Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on from the movie talk, Kyle. You've been playing some games, thankfully, because I have not. I'm still in my 2-point museum hole, which my love-hate relationship is taking a hard turn. Let me just say.
Ooh, in which way?
I still enjoy it, but I'm hitting my usual, I'm playing games, so I'm experiencing issues. I now have a weird bug where if I'm playing and sped up, which I do 90% of the time because I don't like sitting around, my menus stop working and I can't like hit X to go access the bottom bar. I have to reset the entire game multiple times in a session now, which is just killing it for me. Just my usual luck, sadly. Hopefully it's patched soon.
Are you playing on PC or Xbox or
Xbox.
combo? Xbox. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But simulation games always have those games. Like, unfortunately, have those bugs towards the end, especially like as you get going, you get later in the game, those bugs start to pop out. That's unfortunate.
Well, it's like, in my mind, I'm like, I didn't expect.
At least you could play it.
Yeah.
My simulation game, I can't even boot.
Still?
I just want to make a little city. Yeah, I haven't done. It's just not worth the research. Also, I don't need to waste time playing City Skylines. You know, I really don't. I'm not achieving much out of it.
More power to you. Gives you more time to play Spilled.
Yes.
Recently.
The demo. Yeah, so last week played some demos. First, let's talk about Spilled. Spilled is a little indie game made by a solo developer on a boat. They live on a boat and they're developing this game right now, which is just awesome. You are a little tugboat, and your whole deal is you are cleaning up oil in the rivers and waterways of where you're around. You drive the tugboat around, you scoop up the oil, you go back, you sell the oil, you make money, you buy upgrades so you can increase the little bow at the front so you can make it bigger so you can collect more at once. You can increase your storage for the oil on your boat. You can make your boat faster. And that's like the gist of it. It is just a simple vibe of a game, going around cleaning up the waterways and exploring. Nice music. You meet little pets around, and it's just a joy to play. It is a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of like simple mobile or flash games with before ads got in there and all the monetization stuff. And just a simple mechanic of go collect the thing, sell the thing, upgrade 1 to 3 to 4 or 1 to 4 options, and that's it. And that's it. And it's lovely. So check that one out. It's coming out this week, is already out. I think it comes out on the 27th. So I'll confirm that for you. But it comes out really soon. So check that out. Simple little game over there on Steam.
Is it?
March 26th. So tomorrow comes out tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
Pick it up.
Is it set up like, I don't want to say this in like a mean way, but is it set up as like a full game, or is it kind of more just
It's here. I'll read the tags because it's a good question, right? So the tags on Steam are short, linear, casual, simulation, relaxing. I doubt the game is extensive, huge, massive. I bet there's probably different props and different things you have to do. The last, like in the demo, you go to like 3 separate little sections and that aren't terribly big. And at one point, you get a water jet as well to shoot water up top. So I imagine there's other like quote challenges and how to get oil from harder to reach places and such. But yeah, I don't expect this to be a 20, even a 5-hour experience. It's just a nice little simple, good little game, and with a good message of, hey, the stuff that ends up in water has to get cleaned up or it goes somewhere. So be mindful.
Yeah. No, that's why I asked, because I looked at this and I was like, I remember seeing this actually last year at the Wholesome Direct, the first trailer I had up, and I see this, I'm like, oh, this is a little passion thing that's going to be nominated for Games for Impact at the Game Awards this year, and that's it. It's like, which is fine, little small experience.
Yeah. And 10 cents for every sale will go to will be donated to the Whale and Dolphin Conservation thing as a part of the UK charities official thingy, whatever. I read that wrong. But yeah, so yeah, it definitely is something with someone's passion that they kind of added to their other passion of games, and they designed a game around that. And it's just, yeah, I caught them because I saw a post of a developer coding a game while they live on a boat, and it's a game about a boat. And I was like, that is cool. That's awesome. So go support this if you want a nice little game, especially I bet it's a good Steam Deck game. I don't on here, does it say Steam Deck verified? I don't see that anything, but who knows? But yeah, that's spilled.
Good. Gives me also Dredge vibes a little bit. Just boats.
Yeah,
Just
I
a
don't
little-
think they go that deep.
They don't go
into it,
that
though.
deep, but give me a little boat to cruise around
Hey.
in.
Maybe the reason there's oil everywhere is because there is a Cthulhu type
Eldritch
monster
horror.
at the very end. This is actually a eldritch ale. Honestly, that'd be dope.
Next
Yeah.
demo. Because you got a list. You got a couple. I'm happy you got a couple.
Oh yeah. Well, I just had 2. Literally a couple. Well, yeah. The trend of rock climbing games is still continuing here with a game called Cairn. Cairn. I know what it sounds. It's like, damn it, Cairn. Yeah, it's a rock climbing game, and you just climb. And I've played a game called Surmount, which is about climbing, which is a way more whimsical and kind of goofy and fun in that regard. Then we both put time into, I don't know if you beat Jason, I don't remember.
1,000 out of
another
1,000.
climbing game. Nice. Oh, look at you. You care about that. Yeah, and that one again, kind of simple too. Like it's not you're just kind of holding the stick up and finding the path. Nothing crazy though. Managing stamina. But then with Cairn, what caught me was when you climb, you are controlling each limb one at a time. So when you grab the wall, the first, it's like, all right, grab something, and you're only moving your left arm, right? And then you have to find a handhold. And then, all right, next one. And then I have it set to automatic, but you can set it where you pick which limb to go to. So you can have full control over how you move. But it will switch over to another limb, and you start moving that one to find a foothold or a handhold. And then you go on from there. And it just cycles through the limb. When it's on whatever it's called, it just automatically will switch to the leg. It just will register whatever one it thinks is the best one, the more one that makes sense for you to grab, right? If you have your legs fully extended, you probably need to move your leg up while you're climbing. It's just a fascinating game that feels like you're rock climbing. I used to my prior job before this, I was at a not part-time rock climber. At the camp I was a part of, we had rock climbing, right? And I was in the system. I was belaying the person on the wall and helping. And these are middle school kids, right, who get scared of heights at times or just run up the wall and then you need to listen. But a lot of times I'm telling them how to grab and how to hold. And playing this game, I'm like, this feels like rock climbing. I may not have open face rock climbed in the real world or anything, but like it legitimately feels and looks like rock climbing. I would be fascinated. I haven't looked into it yet and I'm meant to, but I want to see if the developers are rock climbers or have rock climbing somewhere that they're attached to, because it just obviously feels like they know what it is. But beyond just like, oh yeah, let's make a rock climbing game and that's fun. It's like, no, they seem to know a lot of intricate stuff, because the paths also that they set in front of you, it is just open face mountain wall, right? It's just there, and obviously they put paths there, but it's not like Assassin's Creed parkouring where you can tell, oh, I go this way, and maybe there's multiple ways up, but it's pretty obvious. This, like looking up at the rock faces that I approached in the demos or in the demo, it was like, damn, this looks real. This looks cool. Like, and I'm sitting there like in my head planning out what rock I'm eventually going to grab, where I want my foot. Like, oh, if I grab that rock, I'm going to be able to put my foot here and then put my other foot there. I'm like, this is fun, really cool. So it's like a puzzle as you're going up there in rock climbing vibes or vibes. Just the solace, the sound, the nature, the wind. Like, it's just a beautiful game already that I've experienced, and it's fun rock climbing. Like, fun to see a trend of rock climbing games.
Is it done in a way? You said you had like the automatic help climbing stuff on, but like default, is it set up in a way almost like QWOP, where it's like
I don't think I played QWOP.
the little like track game where like each button is a different part of the leg to get moving, or is it more?
No, so you'll like climb, right? And then you press X to climb, and then it's probably A or X to grab the ledge, right? So you're searching, you grab a ledge, X, and then it will automatically choose whatever limb is the best one, it presumes. So then you're only controlling the one limb with the same controls. So it's not like each limb is assigned one button. They're all assigned the same thing. You're just controlling one at a time, which is like rock climbing. Like, you can go fast, but it is really like find a foothold, find a handhold. All right, now you can stand up, lift yourself up, grab the next one and reach. It's just fascinating. And it's a game that, like, again, like I haven't actively climbed on a lot of rock walls, but I've sat in front of a rock wall and belayed hundreds of kids, and this feels like watching them do it. I could see it, and it's awesome. It's a really cool experience. So again, check this one out as well. It's excuse me. It says 2025 release date, so we'll see if they lock that down, but I expect to see more probably around Summer Games Fest and such, but it's just fun to play. And there is a story going on with it. I skipped all that stuff, I will say. So there was some stuff going on with your character, and like, here we go. It's the last line in the description on Steam. Discover what Ava is willing to sacrifice to achieve the ascent of a lifetime. There's some story here, and it's making this climb that is really difficult. So I just skipped all the cutscenes because it's a demo and just wanted to play it real quick. So I don't have anything to say about that, but I do know there's some element of story and something going on.
Read that. It's weird that it's been, like you said, climbing game after climbing game coming out recently. It's not like, oh, one came out and someone saw the success. Like, they were all doing these things probably around the same time development wise, and now there's just a bunch of them. But they're chill. I really enjoyed Jusat's time.
Yeah. So. Hey, let me read this too. Award-winning indie team. An unforgettable experience. So the game, Karen, an unforgettable experience from the makers of Fury and Haven, with music and sound design by the team behind Limbo, Inside, Control, and Cocoon, and art and story by renowned comic book artist Matthew Bablet. So Yeah, at least music and sound design. Phew, those 4 games
Solid.
right there, Limbo, Inside Control, and Cocoon, played all of them. Yeah, that sound design vibe is stellar. I don't know. I didn't play Haven or Fury, or I don't know comic book artist Matthew Beblet, but hey, I want vibes and sound. So helps a lot with the vibes, and that's awesome. Yeah, those are the games I played.
Nice. I got one that I didn't play, but I'm curious
What
to
is
hear
this
your
then?
thoughts on. It was revealed today, actually. You probably saw it on Twitter. Jeff Keighley helped do a big reveal for it. Um, this is coming from, let me get names right because it turns back to World of Warcraft.
It always does with you.
It always does. Mike Morheim, one of the original founders of Blizzard back in the day, left sometime late in the Bobby Kotick era, started his new studio, Dreamhaven, and they announced their first game today, which is coming out this year on Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. This is Wildgate, which this may be up both of our alleys. It ties a bunch of our stuff together that we like. From their press release here, I'll put the trailer on as well. Wildgate is up to 20 players known as prospectors team up in small crews and venture into a mysterious hostile region of the galaxy known as the Reach. A procedurally generated map with randomized locations, encounters, spawn points, loot, and more, making it the perfect place for some space-based hijinks. There, they'll explore and plunder derelict space stations and far-flung locations for upgrades and other loot, engage in frantic firefights, wage epic spaceship battles, and race against rival crews in search of the ancient and powerful artifact. Goal of each game of Wildgate is to either escape with the artifact or defeat all rival ships as the last team standing. And looking at the trailer for this is like a wild Concord RIP mixed with like Sea of Thieves in space. There's, depending on how many people on your crew, some people have to like actually stay on the ship and do repairs and manage resources and stuff and fire guns you have on the ship, while other people can go like shoot over to other people's ships and do like gun close quarter combat stuff going on. It's just a wild time. And I saw the trailer for this. I'm like, this is not what I was expecting from Mike, coming from such a fantasy background, but also StarCraft and Diablo and stuff. Like, this looks dope. And it does the cool thing we like where, hey, we got revealed today. It's out this fall. Like, we don't have super long to wait for this. You're muted. Mute it, Kyle. Mute it.
Man, thanks. Yeah, with a game like this, you don't want too long of a runway. You don't want not long enough of one, because the multiplayer game, you got to get an audience around it, and it'll be fascinating to see the elements that they're combining. You described it and kind of how you took it. Fascinating, right? I think there's something there, and yeah, if they can hit it and get an audience around it, it'll be good. We'll see. It looks, I like the art style, and it sounds cool. So
Coming from IGN's write up from Travis Northrup, who got early access playtime with it. It's 5 teams of 4 against one another in competitive space heist. Battles range anywhere from 20 to 40-minute brawls, though there are 20 players. Unlikely to run into any rival crews at the outset, so it sounds like you kind of have a planning phase at the beginning of each round to how you kind of want to tackle things, get the layout of the little section of the universe you're in. But it's fun. It also gave me kind of callbacks to Shadowrun back on 360, which is a very niche thing that I super enjoyed, but it did the mix of, hey, it's a PvP game, but also there's objectives on the side to overall win the game, where the PvP side doesn't really count, and kind of just freedom to do what you want. So I'm excited. It's something I would obviously before this morning did not know it existed, or something I wanted to play, but definitely interested in this.
yeah, do we know? Okay, it says it just loaded for me. Xbox, PS5, and Steam. Yeah, it would be interesting what their price is. Free to play. Is it a part of any of the game streaming services? You can sign up to playtest right now. So if you're into that, go on their website.
Yeah,
You can do that.
it's good.
for
Definitely
you.
check out the live stream they did today. They also announced a couple other games that they're partnering with to help publish. Another one of them that stuck out to me is called Sunderfolk, which is kind of a hex-based RPG tactical game with a bunch of nice little forest creatures that I'm down for. I also pulled the trailer for, but real neat. I'm happy to see. This is kind of the thing I mentioned before, where I'm happy that in spite of the layoffs we've had, that the teams can now go out and form their own new studios and do fun stuff like this. Um, Thunderfolk that I have up now is a turn-based tactical RPG adventure for 1 to 4 players that's tailored for a deeply engaging couch co-op experience. Scanning a QR code on your TV monitor will take you to a free Thunderfolk phone app, which you can play on there instead of having a controller. Which, cool. I only really think of like Jackbox doing that, where you can use your phone as a controller instead of having actual hardware around. But I'm also down for this. I think this is also out later this year or early next, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
First Look demo is available right now. Actually, it came out today with the trailer. So,
Oh, cool. Yeah. And they're doing something a little different, right? This as a whole, so it's intriguing. We'll see. I don't think any of these like grab me or catch my attention per se, but I don't know. It sounds like it's not the traditional, typical studio doing the same old, right? There's a little something different about each of these things, so that is intriguing at the very end. So we'll see. I signed up for the playtest right now, so if I get in, I'll play it. I'll play Wildgate, see what that is about. I mean, hey, we're 0 for 1 on games we have played, tested for, gotten betas for. They've got shut down so far. What Concord? So we'll see. We'll see. I would love to be 1 for 2 at least.
I was about to say, I was like, are you saying we're the problem? It was us.
If we'll see what happens with Wildgate, we'll be the dictator. Dictators. No, you don't want that.
Yeah, it's hopeful. I'm worried about it releasing this year. Just with, again, it's still GTA 6 and Switch 2 a year, which,
yeah, the release like how they release it will be very important. I don't know. I do imagine that they'd be a part of either a Game Pass or PS Plus, or they're free to play. So one of those. At this point, I think you need to have someone help your foot get in the door, or have something get your foot in the door, and that's either being part of a subservice or being free to play and having some dope stuff. So we will see. I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. And you would hope with Mike's connections just with Blizzard and stuff before. It's not like
you're right.
It's not like it's a new up and comer thing trying to get their foot in the door. Like, this is an established name who was helped in charge of like some of the biggest IP around. Like, it's gonna happen either way.
Yeah. And maybe on both.
Maybe on both
services, like Firebreak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, news for the Remedy multiplayer game, Firebreak, or it's like FBC Firebreak. They're in Game Pass and PS Extra, which I'm down for. I think that's awesome. Remedy get that money from both, and just makes sense. I think it's going to be awesome for the game. Like, that game's going to do well in part because of that.
Yeah, which I think we've talked about, I think, before when they first announced that, but I think a lot more games start doing that going forward. Where
it'll be interesting to see what games do, and if everyone can, or is it, hey, it's Sam Lake, then yeah, Remedy, we're gonna be on both.
Yeah. With that though, I think we call it there. A little shorter episode this week, coming at you a little late, because we'll be back on Sunday with a regular scheduled programming, hopefully. But we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Life happens, okay?
It does.
You were busy. I sold my car this weekend. We had other things going on.
Yeah, stuff happened. All good.
Toss it off to you. What do you got? You got anything going on this upcoming week, sir?
No, we'll keep playing Split Fiction, and we're hopefully probably 1 to 2 more, and then we'll be done with it.
I'm guesstimating 2.
I think it's one long one, and then two with the last one not being as long. Hopefully. So yeah, I think we estimate about the same. Yeah, that's what I got.
Good, good. Yeah, I'll be doing that with you, finishing off hopefully this week. Uh, I also should for Sunday have Assassin's Creed stuff ready because I did pick that up. Just have not had time to start it yet. And see how much I can fit in this week being on call. And I got a local live wrestling event on Friday, Kyle. So my Friday is taken up. I'm excited.
That's fun.
It's such a dumb fun time. I went last year. The best $20 I spent.
Dude, $20. Yeah, no, you gotta go. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. We keep looking. There just hasn't been anything close to us, indie wise. But I've seen Instagram posts, and I'm like, I know that you're just in the shopping. What? You're in the shop. You're in the Walmart parking lot, and this is where you guys are doing this. What the hell? Like what? I'm like, I know where that is. So
I use that
happen.
Walmart.
They happen around me. So we gotta find the right places to find that stuff. But yeah, I would love to go to an indie wrestling show at some point. So enjoy that on Friday. We won't be playing CFDs, getting our other Megalodon then. That's what I was planning.
Oh, Saturday.
I'm just making you feel bad.
I was about to say, I was like, I can do it Saturday. I missed out on community weekend last week, so I need to get it in. I feel bad.
Oh yeah. No, I do want to get that other Megalodon because CFD's fun time.
Good time. Probably hear
Anyways.
about that on Sunday if things work out. Till then,
True.
you can catch Kyle the Do at all the places. Not X, don't go there, but Blue Sky,
I'm there,
YouTube's,
but
TikTok. Got all the stuff everywhere's. Badlands backlogs for me down below. Also, all the places. I need to delete my X. Don't follow me there. We'll catch you all on Sunday in 5 days, not even a week. Till then, happy gaming. Be safe. See you then.
I thought it was Sunday though.
Sunday. I did say Sunday. Isn't that 5 days? Can I not math? 1, 2, 3.
But now it's Tuesday. If it's
You know what? We're ending.